So today we're in Wongamat at a very nice resort. It's behind me. We're not really here to visit the resort. We're here to visit a restaurant that they have and a buffet, and it's something that we haven't had, one of my favorites, and we haven't had it in quite a long time. It's called dim sum. Let's go get some. Hey folks, and welcome back to Pattaya. You know, sometimes you stumble across a place and you wonder, why haven't I ever seen this before? Why haven't I ever heard of it? I think this kind of falls into that category. This beautiful resort, of course, I've heard of. Beautiful place right here in Wongamat, but the buffet and the restaurant, not so much. So let's make our way through the resort here, take a quick look, and we'll get up to the buffet. So we're at Cape Dara. Now, we had to come up to the third floor. We're on the third floor. And the restaurant that we're at is called Ming Zing. Ming Zing. That's M-I-N-G, X-X-I-N-G. Just beautifully done in here. Just gorgeous. As soon as you walk in, you feel cheerful and happy. There's, I don't know, a pinks, almost like a hot pinks and whites and turquoise, and the color and the lighting is very nice. And of course, it's a panoramic window all around the place with great views of the harbor of Wongamat, Nakul, etc. So there's some specialty rooms as well. Not rooms, specialty tables. And our first choice of table when we came in had already been reserved. So today is a Sunday. Sunday's probably their busy day. But they have some nice little alcoves. I just thought we would sit here by the window. The light's probably better, but we could have sat in one of those lovely little alcoves. I think maybe that would be more of a nighttime place. So why we're here, buffet, dim sum buffet. When I saw they had a dim sum buffet, this restaurant in this scale of resort, I have high expectations for it, so we'll see. So 700 baht per person for the dim sum buffet. Now, 700 baht with today's exchange rate comes out to right around $18, maybe a shade over $18 US. When I used to eat dim sum in the US and Canada, it seemed that the small plates, each small plate on the low side was $2.75, maybe to $3.50, and then the bigger plates, maybe $3.75 to $5, somewhere in that range. Now, I would almost guarantee myself those prices have gone up. I've not been there now in 4 years. So probably it's a more expensive proposition now. But even using those rates, let's just use those rates. That's what's kind of in my head from, I used to eat dim sum almost every weekend. That would take about 5 or 6 of the small plates per person to equate to that, to hit the $18 mark, which is what this is going to cost at 700 baht. And of course, you're not limited here to 5 or 6 plates, but I've ordered 13 to start with for V and I, so I think we've already well exceeded that. And I think value-wise, money-wise, I think it's decent. It's going to be decent. The big key is, how authentic is it? How good is it? Cantonese, I love Cantonese food, especially dim sum, and I've got high hopes given the resort. So I've ordered it up. We'll spread it all out. We'll take a look at everything. We'll see what it is, and I'll give you my honest opinion. But so far, I just love the place. I love the setting. The staff's been very friendly. They open at 11 o'clock now. The buffet, I understand, is every day. Every day, not just on the weekends. We're here on a weekend. But from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So the dim sum buffet that we're going to eat here, it's only 11 to 2, from what I understand. And I'll show you the menu, about 40, I think it was a little shy of 40. They give you the paper now. The menu is both in English and Thai. The English is a little harder to read, but the numbers on the menu correspond with the numbers on the sheet. And I'm filling out the sheet, I'm reading the menu, but turns out the sheet's in English on the other side. The waitress came over and showed me that. So there's one side Thai, and then there's one side English. So anyway, easy peasy. to order. You fill out your list, how many of each dish you want, you give it to them, and they're off to the kitchen to prepare your spread. All right, we'll wait and look and see what it is when it comes out. Wow, I just been non-stop destroying these dishes. Everything came out surprisingly quick and all very fresh, steamed, piping hot when they came out of the kitchen. A couple little surprises, but in a good way. Like, for example, the Singapore noodle. That's usually a very small, stringy noodle. Here it was a fat, broad noodle, but the flavor was spot on. And I was surprised. I even found it was a seafood Singapore noodle. I even found a scallop in there, very, very nice surprise, nice shrimp. We had a seafood crispy noodle. Seafood crispy noodle was just spot on from anything you'd get in Hong Kong. We had a Shanghai noodle. These noodles also are a different type. It's a different spin on the actual type of noodle, but it's all the same. It tastes the same. I believe these noodles, this style of noodle is actually made out of green beans. I found that hard to believe the first time. The pork buns. Now, I've not tried a pork bun yet. Still have one. V had one. She liked it. But there was just so much other stuff. I'm very impressed. I got to tell you, I think out of all the buffets we've been to in Pattaya, this has got to be my favorite. I would come here again tomorrow. Now, you got to like dim sum. And dim sum is just one of my favorite cuisines, favorite foods, and I haven't had it in a while. So for me, it was like hog heaven in here. But I gotta say, it's very well done, and I love the atmosphere, I love the view, the staff. I feel like it's our own private little restaurant. The sofa that I'm sitting on is so comfortable. It feels like a sofa you'd have it at home. I mean, there's nothing not to like in here. This tea, and I don't know that I've had this. Any like? Get koi. It's made out of flour, but it's very nice. It's like a tea. It's like a tea made out of a flour, very nice. But you had choice of that. We could have gotten like a traditional oolong tea or something like that. But this is what V wanted, and it was very nice. Served to us piping hot in a whole pot. All of the condiments present, even soy sauce, Worcester sauce, plum sauce, hot oil. The hot oil is mandatory. I get a little tweaked when they don't put hot oil on the table and I have to ask for it at dim sum. It was here before the food came. Wow, what can I say? Definitely, if you're a dim sum lover, if you like dim sum, even if you just like it once in a while, you'll love this place. So while you're watching this is going to sound a little derpy, but while you're watching this episode, I will actually be at Pattaya's newest hotel. Just opened, like yesterday. V and I went by on the way here, and I booked a room for Tuesday, which is when you'll be watching this. So I already have my booking, but I went in to the lobby. It's a very nice hotel. I think maybe 4-star, right on Second Road, right in the middle of town, right across from Central Festival. And it was beautiful what we've seen so far, but I'll just give you a little peek. The rooms weren't cheap, but I think they'll come down in price very fast. And they're not even available to book on Agoda yet. That's why I went into the front desk. I've been trying to book. It looks like they've had a soft opening, and I've tried to get on the booking sites to book. They would only let me book after November 1st. So I said, well, I'm very busy in November. If I can get in now. And that's what I did. They're open. If you walk up, you can book, but at a price. Anyway, we'll go over all that next time. So yeah, right. High hopes for that new hotel. We'll look at all that next time. But, while V and I finished up our dim sum, they were busy back in the kitchen preparing our dessert items. In Hong Kong, dim sum, they don't call it dim sum, they call it yum cha, which means drink tea. The dim sum is all about tea to them. It's more about tea. I was never that interested in the tea. I was more interested in the food and the various flavors, all the little dishes. Each one different, each one with its own flavors and textures, and all of them something different than anything I'd ever had. That's what I really liked about it. But for them, it was more about the tea. All different kinds of tea, and pouring the tea, and who poured the tea for who, and it was a whole thing with the tea. I just wanted to eat. But there's always that elusive tea, the special kung fu tea that I've heard so much about in China and Hong Kong. It's supposed to give you extra power. I don't know about all that. I still prefer just eating the food.
So there you go. Dessert is served. 2 people, 2 desserts. There's a green one and a yellow one. Take a quick guess who's going to eat which. We'll each sample both, but pretty much we both stuck to just one. So guess now. I'll tell you in a little bit, but they were both great.
Okay, so I'll show you the total bill. Total came out to $16.47. Now, they put tax and a service fee on there, so you don't leave a tip, the 10% service fee, which probably I would leave anyway. But the 7% tax, a little bit controversial here. That is the national sales tax. But in most goods and services, that is already priced into the amount that you're shown. So it's a little bit controversial, although at places like this, more fine dining and stuff, that is kind of the rule. But I see it now even being put on at regular, I don't know, everyday eating establishments with 100, 200, 300 menu items, adding the 7% on at the end. That may be something that's maybe going to become more common, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Although, like I said, at places like this, I've seen it plenty. That's kind of where they do it, at places like this, at big hotels, resorts, things like that. You almost have to expect it there. So anyway, it came out to $16.47 with the exchange rate today, and we had 15 dishes per dish. Our per dish price in US dollars, $2.88 per dish. So that's pretty good. And some of those were the extra large dishes too, the noodle dishes, the seafood and all. Any of those dishes, all of them are worth $2.88 or more. So I think we still got a value. I'm very happy with what we got for the money. And the quality of the food, the authenticity, the staff, the service, the atmosphere, everything was great. One of the best places I've been to.
So what a great place. We both enjoyed this so much. So if you guessed that I had the yellow or the mango pudding and V had the green or the sago with cantaloupe, well, then you got it right. Well, we both tried them. They were both very, very nice. You know, I got to tell you, this is, I really think, a little bit of a hidden gem here. I had never heard of it, and I'm so glad that we will be back. We'll definitely be back. 3rd floor here at Cape Dara. And, you know, I got to tell you, though, weekends might not be the best time. Weekends sometimes, the traffic has almost gotten unbearable. Look at this. This is the way home, going up Pratamnak Hill, trying to get home. Look at this, just bumper to bumper. And going up the hill, what's the attraction up there? Anyway, more to come next time. But for this one, gotta leave it off right here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.